How's it going, YouTube? Lawler here. As always, we've got some new last chance qualifier rosters that have been announced coming up, as well as some other things to discuss with MENA starting this weekend. Their top 16 is officially locked in, going down on Thursday and Friday this week. They will be competing where winner takes all and a chance to go to the World Championship and play in the play-ins. It's going to be pretty crazy. We've got basically three things we're going to do in today's video. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the document, things where I update and kind of give you guys some tools that you can use to stay up to date on that stuff. As always, link in the description down below. We're also going to talk about the different teams that have been officially announced. And then I take that one step further and kind of talk about what teams to expect for North America. We'll try to do the same thing from Europe as more things come out. So as always, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications as we jump in. But there's three new ones to talk about. First one is ours. As you guys know, in the previous video, I'm going to be coaching a team, Come, 5UP, and Talk, under the name Carl, C-A-R-L. It is the first initial of all our names. That is what our team is going to be. We are going to be competing in the LCQs. The ones that you guys probably are less familiar with that got announced this past weekend. The first one is going to be Parth's new team. As you guys remember, Parth no longer with the Shopify roster. They decided to go with Wavy. They've been iterating and trying to figure out what it is. Going with very, very consistent players is how I would describe this roster. Parth, Crispy, and Zanil, to me, all have a familiarity or a similarity in the way that they play. They're not going to be making any mistakes. They're going to be really, really stable and consistent in that regard. But can they take it and elevate to that next level? That is going to be the major concern I have for this team. Primarily, Zanil has had a lot of good tryouts, but has never been able to kind of get that nod. I know at one point he was trying out with like NRG and stuff way back when they were going through their different iterations with Mist and Toasty and Frosty and literally everyone basically. As for Crispy to me is a player that I think is a bit underrated. Benefits of him having that EU mindset is he just genuinely knows how to play the game. You don't have to really explain to how to rotate and stuff like that. He'll just slot in very easily. So curious to see on how these guys will play out. We have scrimmed them, but it was a very early iteration of them. So interested to see, but glad to see Parth still find a spot. I got to interact with Parth for the first time when he was trying out for us. Really great kid. Big fan of Parth. The other one that a lot of people have been wondering about is Hoxer. Now that 9 Lives is no more, where is Hoxer going? We saw that Chicago had retired. Kofor got swapped and picked up by Space Station. So he was the last one available. As for Evo, former of the tech team and then gone through his different iterations, the boys have been the team that has been kind of joked about as what could have been. It was Evo, Aqua, and Percy. Percy is out. Hoxer is in. Should provide them, again, a little bit more of a stability type move. I think Hoxer is super reliable. I think Hoxer is going to keep them grounded. And this team, to me, either you absolutely see peak and play upset, or it's utter garbage. I think they have an extremely high ceiling, but an extremely low floor. Hoxer, I think, does help bring that up a little bit, and no discredit towards Percy, because I do like Percy a lot. It's just Hoxer, to me, is a more seasoned version of that. So it'll be interesting to see on how this team develops. Evo and Aqua, as you guys all know, have absolute peak potential. The benefit for this one was it was basically Percy just sitting back on defense and letting the other two play twos. And it seemed to work out here and there. But we saw some really highs and some really low lows. To me, a team like this, while they can play upset, will always lose to structure. A team that comes in with a play style and they know what they want to do and they can assert with what they want to do, I am a firm believer will always beat this team. That being said, if these guys are on something, they're all in flow state and they're just vibing, watch out. This team, I told you guys all last split as well, has crazy upset potential. This is the epitome of a wild card. Put a bunch of talent on a team and just let them go nuts. I foresee that continuing to happen. That being said, it got me thinking about different rosters and different iterations and what was coming to be. So I decided to put it all together for you guys within the last thing we'll talk about today. In my roster document, there is a tab at the bottom that says LCQ breakdown. If you click on this, it has an explanation of what the LCQ is. It even has a link to a video about how it works on the top. If you guys want to know how last chance qualifiers work, on my main page, there is an explanation. It's a detailed video. Go watch it. Brief description up top, and then the LCQ standings. If you guys aren't familiar with the LCQ standings and the way that it works, it takes average placements of how the regions have performed in international competition, and then they are seeded accordingly to play in the play-in. I will also fill in who wins. MENA, like I said, will go down Thursday, Friday this week. We have some imports coming in, but these are your top 16 that are competing. Only one of them can earn the spot to go to Lyon, France. On the other side, I kind of tried to fill in, based upon the information I knew, who is the best performing in North America, ones to pay attention to. Again, not all of these rosters are officially confirmed or locked. I'm sure you can still see some different iterations last minute for signups. You can always go to the Star GG page and look at signups as well. But favored teams, Complexity and Shopify with Wavy now in. You have us with Carl. Papega Shake is the name of the Parth Crispy and Zanil team. The boys now with Hoxer. SOS potentially staying the same. Who knows what's happening with Andy and Gyro? Who knows what Screams and Hockey is going to do? Maybe these two merge and come together. Schnitzel House, I don't know if they're going to make a change. Was up with Devo, Expert, and Matter. You may see him go by Matt. Was previously known as Daunt. Gas, I assume they'll sign up and play. And then for Little Step Bros, I think they're bringing in Oath now as well. It used to be T. Carell. So interesting to see what the different iterations are. I can tell you right now, EU is not finalized and not formed. Two teams you're not seeing: Strictly Business and Team Evo. To my knowledge, from what I've heard from Speed, the guys will not be back in the States in time for their next semester of school. So they're likely to play in Europe. Also, Relating Wave will be on holiday. So Speed, Arju +1. They don't know which one it's going to be. It'll be interesting to see on what they do. My opinion is that it'll be a grand finals appearance between these two. I think these two are going to be fighting for it. We will see how that goes. As for Strictly Business, Ixo's now coaching GK. So that team, who knows what's going on there. Hence Crispy going to Papega Shake and everything else. So that is kind of where we're at. That's where LCQs are shaping up. MENA, I will update you guys probably sometime next week about who ended up taking that and who is the representation. I'm selfishly hoping for the Alcadzia guys. I think the Don team coming back with Dr. Known, Ops, and Nush are very, very good. To me, they were like the Snowman-esque team. 14-year-olds all teaming up, all super talented. If you guys haven't seen those highlights, they're absolutely cracked. Go check out the video I did on it. Really, really talented team. So should be fun watching them play. We've already seen the imports like TRT struggle, going 3-2, almost getting reverse swept. A lot of cool stuff there. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Catch you in the next one. Peace.